explanation of symbols on worksheets are as follows. Use coloring crayons to color the picture. Use your finger to follow the track or line or show the correct picture. Use a coloring crayon to draw a line or write a number or sound. Look at the picture and say the number or sound out loud. Use a scissors to cut on the dotted line. Look at the picture. Use these symbols for the lesson of the day, which will be allocated at the top right side of each page. For example, Lesson 1, Prepositions and Directions. Hello everyone and welcome to My Zone Online School. My name is Teacher Mutsa and thank you so much for joining me today. Our theme this week has been travel. And before we get into this lesson, we must sanitize our hands. Remember, when we sanitize our hands, we are not only protecting ourselves, but we are protecting the people around us. And we must make sure that our hands are dry before we touch anything else. It's also important to check your social distancing by using your hands to your side and in front of you. Well done. Our lesson today is differences and similarities. Let's do our first exercise on page 15. On page 15, it looks like we have some dots that need to be connected. As you can see, we have 3 pictures that are made by connecting the dots. Now with each picture, it is your duty to copy the picture on the dots that do not have any connections at all. We are going to try the first one together, and after that, I'd like you to try the rest by yourselves. Let's take a look at the board. Now with the first one, the first dot starts here. I want you to also be looking at your booklet as I do it on the board. And we are going to draw our line from here to this dot. And I will draw my line. Very good. Make sure that your lines are straight. That way, it will help you when you are connecting the dots. The next dot that needs to be connected is on the side, just here. As you can see on your booklet, it's the same one. Then the next dot we are going to connect is from this one going down to the bottom one. Remember, it's important to make your lines straight as you can. After that, the next dot we're going to connect is from here going to the other side. So, we are going to move from our left going to our right. So far, you can see that the dots we are connecting are the same ones in your booklet. Let's continue. The next dot after that is moving from this bottom dot right in line with this dot. So we are going to go from up, down, going up. Like that. Well done. Then the next dot is just next to the other one, because remember, this picture is an arrow and all the lines must be the same as the other side. So we're going to take our chalk and go to the next dot. Very good. Now I'm sure by now you can tell which dot is the next one. Right here, where we started. So I'd like you to also take your pencil and you're going to take your pencil and go through the other dot and well done! We are done. Let's take a look at our arrow, the one that's in the booklet. I want you to compare each and every dot. You can see that we started at the top just like on the board, and every dot that we connected is the same one except for one dot. If you look carefully, right in the middle, there is a straight line. So let's take a look at the board again. As you can see on our arrow, we did not connect this one. And I want you to make sure that you don't do the same at home. You must look and check with your eyes that every single dot has been connected. So we are going to connect this dot. We're going to start here, and we're going to go right across to the other dot. Now we know that our arrow is complete. You're going to do the rest by yourselves. And remember to take your time, don't rush, and keep your lines straight. Have fun with your handwriting. I hope you enjoyed that exercise, and remember to check if you connected the correct dots. Let's move on to our next exercise on page 16. On page 16, we can see different traffic signs. Here on top, we have one with people on them, and this one, every traffic sign tells you what to do when you are traveling. It's very important, my dears, that everyone obeys the traffic signs to keep everybody safe when they're traveling. The first one we see there is telling us to look out for people around the road. It may be near a school, or it may be near a community where people live. The next one is a stop sign, which is very simple to remember because it has the word stop on it. The next one is an arrow that is pointing towards the right-hand side. The next one you can see is actually a sign to show you that a roundabout is coming. Sometimes people call it a circle, but it is called a roundabout. The last one is telling you that there is something ahead of you, meaning that you have to be listening and watching, just in case there might be construction in the road. Your job is to connect, or your job is to circle the picture on the right-hand side to match the picture on the left-hand side. Now, because this exercise is very simple, you are going to do this one by yourselves. Let's go to page 17. On page 17, we can see a young man who is traveling. He is going in a nice car and he has a very beautiful hat on. He seems very happy. But before he gets to his destination, we need to help him with the missing things from the picture below. We can see that there is a house, a tree, a car, and the young man. But there are other little things that are missing there. Your job is to find those things and you're going to circle them. There are 10 different things that are missing. I am going to help you with one of them. I'd like you to look at the bottom where the wheels are. You can see that there are 2 dust clouds just under the wheel. But if you look at the second picture, the one below, there is 1 dust cloud missing. So you can circle the dust cloud on top to show that that is the one that is missing at the bottom. This means that you have 9 more things left to look for. Use your eyes and check carefully. And every time you find something, remind yourself how many you have left. Let's move on to the next exercise on page 18. On page 18, we seem to have a pattern of things that we are using to travel. Remember, these things we spoke about them before in previous lessons. In the pattern box, we have a tractor, a bus, an aeroplane. Let's say it together. A tractor, a bus, an aeroplane. Again, a tractor, a bus, and an aeroplane. Your job is to color the pattern as it comes. Let's take a look at the first pattern that we can see. We have a tractor, a car, a bus, a tractor. It doesn't look like it is part of our pattern. Remember, the pattern we are looking for in the pattern box is a tractor, a bus, and an aeroplane. And there is no aeroplane here. So do we color anything there? No, my dears, we do not color anything there. Let's move to the next one. We can see a bus, a tractor, a bus, and an aeroplane. Can we see our pattern there? Yes, we can see our pattern there. There we can see that there is a tractor, a bus, and an aeroplane. I'd like you to color the tractor, the bus, and the aeroplane. Remember, a pattern is done in order, so you cannot color the first bus because that will be wrong. The next one you can do by yourself as well as the rest to come. Remember, our pattern is a tractor, a bus, and an aeroplane. Color neatly and make sure that you're coloring the correct types of transport. Enjoy yourself. We have come to the end of our lesson, and as always, we need to sanitize when we are done with our lessons. Remember, sanitizing means that we are protecting ourselves and others from any germs that might be on our hands. It's also important to dry your hands when you are done, as well as to check your social distancing next to you and in front of you. Well done. Zoe told me that she was going on a tractor today. I wonder if she is back. Oh, there she is. Hi, Zoe. So from Zoe and I, we would like to say goodbye.
Winter is here. Let's warm you up by giving you a chance to win one of 12 gas heaters and accessories or a grand prize of 50,000 Namibian dollars. To enter the Winter Warmers competition, simply buy any combination of 2 or more of the following participating brands: Baker's, Five Roses, Fresh Pack, Frisco, or Hug in a Mug, and SMS WINTER to 445. And remember to keep your till slip as proof of purchase. Promotions run from the 1st of May to the 31st of July. For more information and entry details, visit 99fm.com.na. T's and C's apply.
Explanation of symbols on worksheets are as follows. Use coloring crayons to color the picture. Use your finger to follow the track or line or show the correct picture. Use a coloring crayon to draw a line or write a number or sound. Look at the picture and say the number or sound out loud. Use a scissors to cut on the dotted line. Look at the picture. Use these symbols for the lesson of the day, which will be allocated at the top right side of each page. For example, Lesson 1, Prepositions and Directions. Hello everyone and welcome to My Zone Online School. My name is Teacher Mutsa and thank you so much for joining me today. Our theme this week has been travel. Before we get into today's lesson, we would like to sanitize our hands. Remember, sanitizer is very important, not just only for you, but for everyone around you. And when you sanitize, make sure that you dry your hands after. Also, check your social distancing next to you and in front of you. Well done. Our lesson today is about road signs. Let's turn to page 19. On page 19, we can see our first road sign. On this road sign, we can see that there is something that looks like two people who are walking. This road sign is called a pedestrian sign. Now, a pedestrian sign is there to help not only the people around the road, but also the drivers as well. It warns the drivers and the people that this is a place with a lot of people, so they must look out for anyone who is trying to cross the road. The pedestrian sign can be found in all sorts of places, especially around schools or in a community where there is a lot of people. Pedestrian signs are normally in the color of white and red. So, my children, I'd like you to please color this sign white and red. Remember, a pedestrian sign is there to also protect you so that the cars cannot go too fast and they slow down to help you cross the road if you need to. Let's take a look at our next sign on page 20. On page 20, we have an upside down triangle. It is different from the pedestrian sign that we saw on page 19. Here on page 20, our upside down triangle has a word on it. That word is yield. Now the word yield on this road sign is to say that you must give way, or you must let the person who is crossing your road go first. This is so that they can help you cross the road safely. If the person on the other side is not there, or there's no cars, or there's no one, then you can cross. This sign is very important, and normally when people are traveling, they slow down when they see the yield sign, so that they'll be able to follow the rule. The yield sign is also in red and white. I'd like you to please color the sign red and white. Make sure that when you are coloring, you are inside the lines as well, so that you can make it very clear. Let's move on to page 21. Page 21 is showing our last road sign for today. Now this one is very simple because we always see it everywhere. This road sign is the stop sign. And the stop sign can help us not only to understand when we should go, but also when we should be careful. A stop sign can be found on the roads, and it's also found especially close to where roads meet. So if two roads are going to cross, one of the stop signs will tell the driver or the person walking that they must stop. If the person does not stop, then there can be an accident. So it is very, very important to obey the stop sign. So next time that you're traveling, either on a bike or in a car or in a van, you must make sure that when you do see this sign, you must stop. The stop sign is also in red and white. I would like you to please not only color it, but after you are done coloring it, you must cut it out so that you can actually stick it somewhere else. Please make sure that when you do this exercise, you are having an adult with you so that they can help you cut out the road sign. This is the last exercise for our lesson today. I've enjoyed my time with you this week, and I've enjoyed talking about travel. I hope you have learned and that you're going to listen to all the road signs that we have been talking about. Before we go, we must definitely sanitize our hands. Remember, when we sanitize our hands, we are protecting ourselves from all the germs that can get into our bodies. And we must make sure that we dry our hands before we touch anything else. It's also very important to check your social distancing by putting your hands by your side and in front of you as well. Well done. I wonder, did Zoe come back from her long trip? Let me check. Zoe? Oh, there she is. I hope you enjoyed your journey, Zoe. So from Zoe and I, we would like to say goodbye.
Be anything, he should be everything. Strength provider, the architect of every ring. Experience Peniel, see the face of God and live.
Nishuire mezi wambo. And I dream it to can work it. Mushinya bulo enako. I pray to God for my enemy.
Why you ready, why you baby, wanna do? Insta baby, Insta baby, Insta baby. Why you lying?
Shake what your mama gave ya. Everybody move what your mama gave ya. Everybody shake what your mama gave ya. Everybody move, yeah, lost fact.
You are now watching the B10 Countdown.
Win free airtime with #LearnOn1. Share your comments on the lessons. WhatsApp your feedback, name and town to 081 200 6659. #LearnOn1. Invite learning in.